Good morning, and to say we're stoked just doesn't even come close. This is a project that we've been working on for years and years and years, and I am so excited to be here. In a few minutes, we're going to put shovels into the ground to symbolize the groundbreaking for West Park High School. Almost none of us up here will actually be moving dirt, pounding nails, or connecting steel in the new high school. However, none of this would be possible but for a ton of really hard work done by a lot of folks that are in attendance here today. So I want to start with a real quick history of the project and just say some thank yous to some people who've been actually shoveling away over the past 18 years to make this dream a reality. In the early 2000s, as development began in this part of the city, the district began planning the 6th high school. We passed a bond. After extensive negotiations, we actually purchased the property that we're standing on right now today. The journey for the design and construction began in 2007. We scoured the country looking for the best in school construction. We're delighted to find a national architecture firm in DLR who's actually doing some really innovative work with school design. Several of us began the visioning work with DLR on the project in 2007, planning for the opening of a new high school. And listen to this date, the original target date was 2012. 2012 was the original target date. The mission from the beginning was not just to build what we're used to, but to learn from decades of research and work on optimizing learning environments. Our current board president, Paige Staus, has been an integral part of the planning team from the first meeting in 2007 to working on the bond campaign to picking out colors for some of the final finishes just 2 weeks ago. And for Paige and for several of us, this is really a day we've been dreaming about for over a decade. We spent 3 years doing site visits, vision meetings, and planning. We involved students and teachers and coaches and directors and office staff. Pretty much everybody that works in a school has had a say in what the school will look like. The final product is a beautiful design, unlike any other school that's been built in California. DLR dove into the work of preparing the actual construction documents, and then the recession hit. The impact on the project was immediate and it was profound. Construction totally stopped, and the number of high school students in West Park and Fittiman stopped growing. Everything was just put on hold. As the country began to emerge from the recession, construction started again out here. We discovered to our consternation and our alarm that the economic model that had been developed back in 2002 that we were relying on to fund this project had changed. The funding rules in California were different. This is very frustrating to the school district, and it was alarming to people that lived in this community. Scott Albert and Sue and Lauren Cook were presidents of the local homeowners association, and they worked with us to improve communication. They were staunch advocates for getting this project going again. 4 years ago, even without a clear funding plan, our board of trustees supported us as we dove back into the work of finishing the plans. And the goal was that as soon as funding became available, we wanted to be ready to go. Because of code changes and other issues, this required much more than just finishing the plans that had been started back in 2007. Scores of teachers, support people helped us to revise and fine-tune. It took about 2 years to revise the building plans. And then 2.5 years ago, our board of trustees made the courageous choice to pursue a bond to fill the funding gap for the high school and to provide needed construction repairs on our other sites. Our school board has always taken their role as stewards of the taxpayer money very seriously. This was a hard decision. In this case, there really was no other option. Promoting any kind of a tax in Placer County is always a daunting challenge, but we're here today because board member Linda Park and our current mayor, Susan Rohan, agreed to chair and lead the effort. Scott Albert endorsed the campaign, even as he's running for city council. Supervisor Jack Duran provided his endorsement, his support. He was the face of parts of our campaign. He went the extra mile to help us. Trustee Jan Penny was a huge part of the political process, leveraging relationships he had developed over the years. And Trustee Renee Aguilera walked precincts and helped us navigate a number of political opportunities and obstacles. It took a sea of volunteers and a boatload of money. We're indebted to Jeff Jones, John Tallman, and a number of the developers for their help. Krista Bernasconi provided critical insights on the campaign trail. Trustee Scott Huber let us use his law office for countless meetings on the campaign. Joe Landon, Shannon Blockton, and I spent the better part of 5 months on the campaign trail on top of regular duties. But it all paid off when the bond passed by over 63%. A lot of you here today helped and voted for and promoted that bond campaign, and that's the reason that we're standing here right this minute. The design work was finished a year ago and approved by the Division of State Architects. We have found a world-class builder to partner with on the project. Turner Construction has built some amazing high schools and is known locally as the builder of the Golden One Center. We're delighted to be working with them. And so, after a decade of starting and stopping and praying and starting again, we're here to break ground on what is going to be an amazing facility. It'll be an anchor and a rallying point for this whole community. It's going to be the school that prepares the children in this community to compete in college, in the workforce, and in life. I am so thankful for everyone who's contributed to this effort, and I gotta tell you, I am relieved and so excited to be here. We are stoked this is gonna happen. Welcome to West Park High School and the Panthers.